He's a good wrestler. He'll probably try to put the pressure on me. Um, I know he likes to throw right kicks a lot. Um, but he does put a lot of power into everything he throws, so I feel like I'll be able to see it coming.
Yeah.
And I think I move pretty well. I think I'm gonna be able to neutralize his wrestling. I think my wrestling for MMA is really good, and yeah, so I think I'll be able to stop his takedowns, and I think I could keep the feet or the fight on the feet and just outpoint him there. And I also think that I could take him down myself, so it should be a good one.
So you'd rather stand and bang with them? Is that what you'd rather do? That's your strong point, or you feel comfortable either way? And are you saying you're a well balanced fighter?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good everywhere.
Rich Ortiz here with the fighter's voice, the only voice that matters.
You have that fighter on you right now. You have that.
Talk about Mexican Independence Day. We can call this Teddy Atlas here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You heard from the champion himself, knocking out the competition.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. And I'm like our guest today, Tyler SAELEE, who's knocking out the competition. He's going to take place in a big event, January 27th, by SAELEE, California, fighting for the strap, the 559 strap, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to just thank him in advance because he took time out of his busy schedule of training to make it here as a guest on The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. I'm like our guest, Tyler. Once again, we're simply knocking out the competition. Tyler, welcome to The Fighter's Voice.
Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate having you and knowing that you're in the main event in SAELEE, California. There's going to be people cheering. There's going to be people booing. There's going to be people just drinking, having a good time. And just know that you are the main event. You're why people are paying for these tickets. You're why people have called in sick the next day because they know they're going to be all drunk and cruel the next day just to watch this big event in SAELEE, California. How does that make you feel, Tyler?
It feels great, man. It feels good finally reaching this point, We envisioned this before I even started, so it's been a nice road to the main event. It took me 4 fights to get here. It's been a process, but it feels good to be there.
Man, when you got the message that you were fighting for the strap in the main event, what was going through your mind? Who delivered it to you? Was it Jeremy Lucao, or was it your manager, your trainer, or did you just get the call and say,
Yeah,
"Hey, I'm ready to rock and roll"?
it was my coach. He called me. I believe it was like 2 days after my last fight, and he just asked me, "Hey, title shot?" And I said, "Yeah, I didn't even know who we were fighting yet, but just took it."
Well, you know who you're fighting now. What do you know about your opponent, Abraham?
Um, he's game, man. He's pretty good everywhere. He's a good wrestler, is what it seems, and it should be a good main event. He brings a big crowd. I being a big crowd, so looking forward to that. It's going to be a great atmosphere on top of a great fight.
I know he's fighting out of Madera, California. And what's your hometown, my man?
Visalia, so
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Then it's
I
in your
live here.
hometown. This is
Yeah,
literally in your backyard.
yeah. It's amazing in a fight at home. It's I'm really grateful to be fighting here at home. A lot of people, I'd say most fighters probably don't get to fight right at home where they were born and raised.
So how's training going? How's the weight going? How's everything else going mentally?
Training is going well. It's always grinding. Going hard with my teammates, staying focused. Just trying to get the weight down now. I'm only like 11 pounds away. I'm like 166 right now, and I usually walk around pretty big. When I got the call, I was like 187 pounds.
Huh? You ate one last tortilla and said, "Okay, it's training now."
Yeah.
Listen, when you make weight and the fight is set and everything's good to go, you already made weight. What's your meal of choice after you make weight?
Usually right after weigh-ins, like while we're still in the building, I'll have like a acai bowl right after, and
Yeah, those are good.
usually like a 32-ounce pot of water. Yeah, something light on the stomach, and then as soon as I get home, I'll have some scrambled eggs and some French toast or some pancakes, some carbs,
Yeah.
and usually like some turkey bacon,
There you
and
go.
just keep rehydrating.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. What do you know about your opponent? Do you know what he brings? What can we expect from you to neutralize anything that he does bring? To offset you at all at any point of the fight.
He's a good wrestler. He'll probably try to put the pressure on me. Um, I know he likes to throw right kicks a lot. Um, but he does put a lot of power into everything he throws. So I feel like uh, I'll be able to see it coming.
Yeah.
And I think I move pretty well. I think I'm gonna be able to neutralize his wrestling. I think my wrestling for MMA is really good, and yeah, so I think I'll be able to stop his takedowns, and I think I could keep the feet or the fight on the feet and just outpoint him there. And I also think that I could take him down myself. So should be a good one.
So you'd rather stand and bang with him? Is that what you'd rather do? That's your strong point, or you feel comfortable either way? And are you saying you're a well balanced fighter?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good everywhere. I haven't really got to show my striking too much, but I think this is the fight where we'll end up striking. I think our wrestling will probably cancel each other out, and we'll probably end up striking a lot more.
Somewhere down the line in your career, you were chasing the mixed martial arts. Who inspired you? What professional today inspired you, or was it somebody outside of the cage that inspired you to do what you do?
I've always been a fan of MMA, but who really got me into this is probably my coach. Um, I actually just seen him on Instagram one day and just reached out to him to train, like just for fitness, man, and for self defense. And then probably like 6 months in, he was just he suggested that I do like one of those point kickboxing
Yeah,
matches,
to compete.
and we did two of those. Yeah, and then he knew I had a wrestling background, so he was like, "You should just do MMA," and that's basically how it started. I've been with him for um, since 2019, so going on 5 years this year.
Did you always wrestle, and was that your sport, or did you participate in any other sports? Baseball, football, soccer. Did you do anything else? Because you're very athletic.
I played football and I wrestled. I think football was like my favorite sport growing up. That's what I wanted to do, but I realized I was a lot better at wrestling.
When you played football, what number did you wear?
I think I changed numbers a few times, but my last year I was number 17, and they pretty much had me everywhere on the defense, any position really.
So you like contact sports. You like to be in the middle of the boom of hitting or being hit.
Yeah, I don't know why, but uh, it's just what I like. I don't know why I like it, but I do.
And again, you got involved in this with because of fitness. You wanted to stay fit, some self-defense, and the rest just kind of opened the door for you to succeed at which you've been chasing, mixed martial arts. Do you see yourself making a career out of this? Do you see yourself in bigger events down the line?
Yeah, I definitely do. I feel like I could get pretty far in the sport. Um, as long as I just keep training, keep getting better. I feel like I'm just getting better each and every day, each and every training session. I feel like I could hang with those really good guys, and I feel like, with as time goes on, I'm gonna be able to hang with pretty much anybody. I really believe I could make it pretty far in this game, and I feel good about it right now. So yeah, I do think I could go pretty far.
What's going to be your walkout song when that event happens?
I don't know yet, man. I really haven't fully decided, but I might come out to like some some old stuff. Like I was thinking maybe like Karate Kid,
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Joe Esposito, or maybe even come out to something, surprise everybody. Come out to some John Cena WWE or something.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Switch it up. I usually come out to some good music, but might come out to something like that this time.
There you go. Is there any sponsors that you want to thank in advance right now, or are you looking for sponsors? Let everybody know.
I'm always open to sponsors. I haven't really been like reaching out to anybody to sponsor me, but I do have one sponsor. It's NWSC, Daniel Quintana. So shout out to him for being my first sponsor and supporting me early on. And then, shout out to my coach and my team, and also shout out to Michael for setting this up too. And he's been showing support really early on too.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do, man. I'll sponsor you a steak. After you make weight, I'll get you a steak, man.
All
I'll
right.
get you your first meal after you make weight. I'll sponsor you that way. I mean, I wish I could do more, but it seems like the thing to do right now. And yeah, absolutely. Hey, a steak goes a long way, man. A good meal after cutting weight. Some
It
good meat.
does. Yeah, man, steak's my favorite. I haven't been able to eat that in a little while.
Some
I
A1
eat steak.
sauce.
Oh man, yeah, I eat steak pretty often when I'm not cutting.
Hey, A1 Sauce, if you're listening, man, you could be a proud sponsor of the Fighter's Voice. I really don't give shout outs like that unless I'm getting paid. That's why you see the water here. Well, you can't see it now because we're working on the screen, but we keep going with no logo on it because unless they're sponsoring stuff, here, I'll show it to you right now. See this water? I took the logo off it because they're not paying me. So, you know what I mean? We can always use sponsors.
Yeah.
There's a sponsor that wants to reach out to you. How do they contact you? What's your handle, and how can they stay in contact with you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook under Tyler SAELEE, but on Instagram, I think you could just search up Tyler SAELEE. But my @ is
SAELEE.
SAELEE, SALEETTG, which that ending stands for train to go. I don't think a lot of people might not know
Okay.
what those 3 letters
Yeah.
were at the end of my tag.
Okay, I get that. I like that creativeness. The platform is yours right now. Abraham's going to be looking at this. Del Toro, do you have any words for him? Anything, a message you want to give him?
Just be ready for a good fight. I don't really have much to say. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure he'll bring it. He's a game opponent, but I just think that I'm better everywhere, and that's just how I feel about anybody I fight. And I think I just want it more than everybody that I fight, and I'm just super focused.
I talked to him early, and I asked him the same question. He said, "Hey, tell him to bring it. Tell him to be ready because I'm ready."
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question, man. It's probably going to add fuel to the fire. Are you going to win this fight Saturday?
Yeah, I believe I'm going to win this fight. I think I win everywhere the fight goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, January 27th, Visalia, California. If you haven't gotten your tickets are still available. 559 Fights. Listen, man, if you're not there, you're not anywhere, and you should be there. I don't want to hear, you get these text messages, Richard, who won? Bro, get your ass to the event. Find out who won yourself. Tyler, I'm going to be there, so I'm going to make sure I get those post-fight interviews, that content, you walking in there. I'm going to go cover that event. It's been a while since I covered MMA, but like Conor McGregor said, I'm not here to take half. I'm here to take over. So just know when I'm behind that microphone, man, and if I'm interviewing you, bro, it's going to be something special. You'll feel the energy, you'll feel the atmosphere, and you'll know. You'll just know, okay? I mean, that's all I got to say. I wish you well, as I wished Abraham well. And may the best man win. And I'm looking forward to a great match. And I got to take my hat off to whoever this matchmaker is, because I've done my homework. I've watched you and I've watched Abraham. This is a 50-50 fight going in.
Yeah, I think our styles match up really well, man. I don't know who made the fight, but
shout out to the matchmaker.
Whoever did a good job. Yeah, whichever matchmaker suggested it. I don't know which one, but yeah, it was a good match right here.
Is there anything I haven't covered? Anything you want to say? The platform is yours, man.
Um, you know, just to everybody that's coming out to the event or even thinking about it, you just need to come and come out, support, watch, and just have a good time watching great fights that night. It's going to be a bunch of good fights, a stat card, and it's going to be a great main event. And you don't want to miss it, man. And just shout out my coach, shout out my team, and shout out my family. And yeah, just also shout out to my lady for putting up with me during fight camp and supporting me and all that.
That's right.
And yeah, that's it.
Every man needs a good woman, man, that shows support.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, you know, check this out. Everybody that's watching, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. It's www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice, the only voice that matters. And this year, we're going to be covering 2024 more MMA events. We've already had Mike Eframowitz, who's the vice president of Combate Global. We've had Jeremy, who's the CEO and the founder of 559 Fights, Jeremy Lucao, on the show. We've had you and Abraham, Tyler, on the show, and we're going to continue to have more MMA fighters. I know we got the Avalos brothers coming up. We got Big Al Gonzalez coming up on the show. And, you know, Cole Escovedo's going to come on the show and be a guest co-host, because back in the day, me and Cole, we would run this thing. Cole Escovedo, UFC veteran, Hall of Famer in MMA. And I'm just excited about the year 2024 and what it's going to do for the whole MMA world. I covered boxing and boxing only for a while. Once Cole Escovedo went a different direction, who was now a police officer, so kudos to him. But I said I would cover more MMA events, and you're part of this journey, man. You're part of the first MMA fighters that I have for the 2024, and it's been a long while. I look forward to your fight, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be a part of the early journey of doing MMA again. So yeah. Also, man, just look out for Chris Kickboxing, Chris MMA. Just look out for all our guys. You know, I think we have a good group of guys.
Yeah, man, and you know, you're doing big things, right? And tell everybody what the initials in the of your last name stand for on your Instagram. I like that.
It's SAELEE TTG. So TTG stands for Train to Go. So, you know, just ready anytime, anywhere. You know, it's ready to go.
SAELEE, man, I like that. And Train to Go. You know what, man? It's been a pleasure having you on. I appreciate you taking the time out of your training and, you know, making time for the fighter's voice. You know, just remember the fighter's voice, the only voice that matters. You know why? Because we're simply knocking out the competition, just like you do inside of that cage. So I'm looking forward to you performing, man. I mean, I watched your highlight reel, and it's a great highlight reel. I like what you're doing with your kicks. I think you're well balanced the way you maneuver, and you know, I think, you know, mentally it's just you know, yourself against yourself. You know, you got a tough opponent in front of you, but if you display everything that you've been brought up and trained to do, it's going to be a very hot, hard fight, grueling fight, and you know, it's evenly matched. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am.
Yeah, man. I think I could put on a really great display of mixed martial arts and mix it up and, you know, showcase all my skills. I feel like I haven't shown really any striking in any of my fights. But I'm ready to just show everything and, you know, show people what I can do. And, yeah, I feel like most time it is yourself against yourself in there. I mean, that's mainly what it is. It's just a lot of mental goes into this game because skills are there and cardio's there. Just got to be more zoned in for striking.
Exactly. I just got to ask you one last question. Has any ring announcers ever chopped up your last name? Said it differently?
Nah, they've all said my name correctly. I think my first fight though, when I debuted, they did say my 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 team's name wrong. They said Crispy Kickboxing, like Krispy Kreme donuts instead of Crisp Kickboxing. That was pretty funny. We all caught that while he said it, but he gets it right now.
Well, Tyler, I appreciate you coming on the show once again, man, and may the best man win. What's the worst someone has said your last name? I'm just curious.
It's usually there's some people just say like Sally or Sacy, but I don't. That's about it. They don't really mess it up too bad. But I don't know where Sacy comes from because there's like not an S or a C anywhere after the say. So
Yeah, it's SAELEE. It's right there. Correct.
yeah,
Well,
I think
there we go. There we go.
originally we might just be Lee's, but they added that
Oh,
SAE whenever
I like SAELEE. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's very distinctive.
Well, as a fighter, and you know what? This is the best part of the show. I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of The Fighter's Voice, and I want to thank our guest, Tyler SAELEE, because we're simply knocking out the competition. As always, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week. Remember, it's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, the special guests, and all the crew, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.